This is Tom Biernacki, and today I'm bringing you a new form of videos. We're talking about foot exercises. Foot exercises are extremely important. They give you better balance. They give you less back pain, less hamstring pain, less knee pain. I know that's a huge claim, but I believe that they can help with all of these, and we're starting right now. The beauty is there's a lot of studies out there like barefoot running, barefoot walking. So what's really important? The beauty is, of course, strong feet are unbelievably important, unbelievably important. And I'm going to go over which specific muscles are great, which specific exercises are great. There are four major muscle groups. There's the anterior group muscles, which basically lift your foot and toes up. And then there's the posterior muscle groups, which basically push your foot down. That's kind of that gas pedal motion. There's also inside of the ankle muscles, and these are the ones that invert your foot, so turning in. So these are the ones that turn your feet in. And then there's the outside of the ankle muscles, which are your peroneus longus and your peroneus brevis. So these turn your feet out. There's four major proven motions with the foot. There's a motion called plantar flexion, so that's me pushing down like the gas pedal. There's something called dorsiflexion. This is your anterior tibial muscles, which are really only important basically in people who are running up and down hills or stairs, or if you're really tight in your calf muscles. If you're really tight in your calf muscles, these top muscles can get sore, but otherwise, they're not the most important muscles in the world. This muscle is really important because that's how you push down. And then when I look at my feet, I like to think about the foot kind of like turning a horse in and out. On the inside is called your posterior tibial tendon. On the outside is called your peroneal tendons. So you have on the outside your peroneus longus and peroneus brevis. So those muscles can do a good job. So four major muscle groups: dorsiflexion, which are your anterior group muscles; plantar flexion, which are your big thick calf muscles; eversion, which turns your foot out; and inversion, which turns your foot in. And just to summarize, anterior group muscles, big thick calf muscles, and the muscles going down to your toes are in the back. And on the inside is your posterior tibial tendon. On the outside is your peroneus longus tendons. This is the problem. This is the inner muscles that get weak. The calf muscles also probably pretty tight. That's why the foot has to buckle out like that. That's why it's important to work out all four of these muscle groups, see which ones are tight and sore. See, take a look at this gentleman right here. The feet land perfectly straight. Nothing's buckling in, nothing's rolling out. Now, this does rely on foot structure a little bit, but the muscle strength, the muscle flexibility is very important too. Younger, healthier people tend to be flexible and strong. So take a look at my right foot here. It's tighter, or correction, it's looser than the left foot. The left foot has to roll out. So see, my right foot has more strength to bend up and more flexible, whereas the left foot cannot make it up that high. So the left foot has to turn out to compensate for that tightness. So essentially, that's where the foot turns out and the knee buckles in. So here's how we work out all four of these. So number one, our calf muscles. Standing up like this works your gastrocnemius muscle. So the reality is you can hold some weights or you could do it under your own body weight. If you're older, you can grab a chair or a wall in front of you and you could keep standing up. I recommend doing 5, 10, or 15 and do them a couple times a day. If these are tough, make sure you're resting. But that's a very important one. So the next one is turning your feet in and out. So when I turn my foot in, that's working my posterior tibial tendon. When I turn it out, that's working my peroneal tendon. So in, out, in, out, in, out, in, and out. And you can do that for about 15 seconds. These are called toe taps. So these work these big thick muscles called my anterior tibial tendons in the front or the extensor digitorum longus tendons that go into the toes. So do these for about 30 seconds. This is just a nice little warm up, lifting your toes up and up and up. And the reality is you can strengthen these if you need to. So take a look at these bands right here. I'm going to duck down because I've got the camera zoomed in, but they have different strengths. So there's light, there's heavy. I'm going to take this one, the extra light. They're down in the show notes, but essentially these are really cheap. And if you want to work the outsides right here, these are called your peroneal tendons. Watch this. I'm just going to turn my foot out. I can really feel it there. And right there, I'm working my peroneal tendons. So you can see right here, I'm just going to move there, the outside of my feet. So this is light, but I can feel it on the outside of my thighs, on the outside of my feet. Actually, I never really work these muscles, so I can feel it on my left side. That actually feels really good. I got to start doing some more of these. So you can check right here too. I'm just turning my feet out. Now, at the same time, I'm going to work the top of my foot right here. So as I come down right here, see that right there? I'm just holding it with the other one, and I'm working the top right here. So my anterior group, you can work one at a time, or you could use two bands and anchor them down with something. So see, I'm just going to switch and go to the other side right there. And I'm working the top. Ooh, I actually feel that pretty nicely. So I'm working the top muscles right there. And same kind of thing. If you bend over, you can hold this one or you could anchor it down. And right here, you can see I'm working my posterior tibial tendon, and I can really feel that muscle flexing there. And again, this is meant more to loosen these up. And then what you want to do too is this right here reapproximates my arch. So see what I'm doing right here? I'm trying to twist my arch in. This right here is working my posterior tibial tendon. So same kind of thing. It's also really important to loosen up your joints. So when you get up in the morning, just rotate your ankles. So I like to rotate them. That loosens up your plantar fascia, the posterior tibial tendon, the calf muscle, the anterior groups, and the peroneal tendons. And then, so you can see right here, it gets you more flexibility. And then when you warm up and you work your muscles, that's when you can stretch and lock that in. As you stretch and massage, the massaging, the strengthening helps lock in those stretching results. If you start cold in the morning, that means stiff, inflamed muscles. The stretching is going to hurt. I always recommend my patients massage and then gently strengthen their muscles, then stretch. Then after you stretch, that's when you can start doing heavy weights. So if you're doing squatting and strength exercises, so for example, like deadlift, squats, you want to do a stronger stretch exercise first. So this is an ankle slant board. So this ankle slant board, essentially it starts at 15 degrees. And as you go through this routine of warming up, strengthening, and gentle stretching, and then stronger stretching, you can gradually each week make progress up this board. So you want to keep track of it. So these are the exercises right here. What's a practical version of this exercise? A practical version of this exercise is you want to, number one, warm up with your calf muscles. So see that right there? I'm just standing with my calf muscles. I would do this probably with some weight, or I would hold on to a wall. So if you're recovering, this is getting blood flow into your calf muscles right here. That's a great exercise. Number two, that works the back of your muscles. You're going to work the top right here. So this right here. I can feel that up in this group. So This is where is working my anterior group, and we're just going to go about 10 times. This is a strengthened one. I can already feel it getting tight and tired. And then I'll do the other one right here. So right there, I'm working the other side, or you can see it a little bit better right here. I can feel the top being worked right there. So the next one, you can work your peroneal tendons. So see, I can get both of them at the same time. And I feel the outside. See, I'm resting on my heels. I really feel it on the outside of both. This actually feels really nice. I have a weak outside left. This is really working it. That feels really good. Now, what you can do is you can do the inside individually like this, and that's working the inside of my arch, my peroneal tendon. That's one that's overworked for most people. So see, that felt kind of tight, and I'm doing it on a very easy band. But right there, oh, I really feel that actually. My left foot is my weaker foot, so I have to really start doing these more often. This is a great exercise right here for me. So the idea is you're not becoming Arnold Schwarzenegger here. You're finding your weak muscles. So that's really the benefit. The 4 muscle groups, studies show they do help quite a bit. Work those 4 muscle groups up, they help significantly. Hey, guess what? We have a phenomenal book. I believe this is the premier book on chronic nerve pain and peripheral neuropathy pain on the planet. I've put years of work seeing tens of thousands of peripheral neuropathy patients, working with some of the best diabetic endocrinologists, the best doctors, the best neurologists in building out this book. For you, my viewers, we have a discount code available. Get on our mailing list and get that book down here. Guys, thank you so much for watching our video on peroneal tendinitis. Give us a like. Tell us how you injured yours. It really helps in the YouTube algorithm. We need your help.